Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Golden Bachelor Gerry Turner is engaged to new girlfriend 15 months after finalizing Theresa Nist divorce. Golden Bachelor alum Gerry Turner is engaged. Turner, 74, announced his engagement to new girlfriend Lana Sutton in an Instagram post shared on Friday, October 3rd. We've got big news. The Golden Bachelor is OFF the market. I found my perfect match and she said yes. I love this woman, Turner wrote in the caption. The post features photos of the couple spending time together by the beach as Sutton shows off her engagement ring, which features a round-cut diamond and diamond-encrusted band. 2 weeks ago, the couple shared photos of a recent trip to Toronto on Sutton's Instagram. Had a wonderful trip to Niagara Falls on the Canada side. Loved every moment with at Golden Gerry Turner. Oh Canada Canadian, she wrote in the post, in which the pair posed with the waterfall behind them. In April, Turner told People exclusively that he and Sutton have traveled somewhere new pretty much every weekend since they started dating in March, including to North Carolina to meet her parents. The first trip was to the Big Ten men's basketball tournament, and then we went to a volleyball tournament in Indianapolis area, and then we went to St. Louis, Turner shared at the time. We went to a St. Louis Cardinals baseball game and now this trip to Charlotte, and that's all in the first 60 days. Her level of adventure and mine are very similar. The couple's announcement comes 15 months after Turner's divorce from ex-wife Theresa Nist, who received his final rose on The Golden Bachelor in 2023. Turner and Nist later tied the knot in a televised ceremony in January 2024 that was officiated by franchise fan favorite Susan Knowles at the La Quinta Resort and Club in La Quinta, Calif. The former couple split 10 months later in November 2024. In a November 2024 episode of Ben Higgins and Ashley Iaconetti's podcast Almost Famous, Nist was asked if distance was really the reason behind her and Turner's split. You really can't know somebody in 4 weeks. I'll just say that, Nist said. I don't want to say any more than that, she continued, though she did reveal that it was not just the location thing that prompted their divorce. Turner lives in Indiana, while Nist lives in New Jersey. At the time of their divorce announcement, they said that they were so dedicated to their families that the distance became a problem. In December, Turner announced that was diagnosed with an incurable and slow-growing form of bone cancer. Speaking on the April 15th episode of the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast, Turner said that despite the diagnosis he feels great and is optimistic about the future. I feel great, he said. Until I have any symptoms, there's no treatment. So I go frequently for blood tests. I'm on like a 6-month schedule now and I feel optimistic because the doctor has said, well, when you turn 75 we're going to have to go 3-month increments. So it's telling me that at least he expects me to live another couple of years to get to that. But the bottom line is I feel really good. In what feels like the plot of a television romance, only this time for real, Gerry Turner, the inaugural Golden Bachelor, has announced he is engaged to Lana Sutton, a woman who came into his life after the heartbreak in headlines. The announcement arrived via Instagram on October 3, 2025, a full 15 months after his divorce from Theresa Nist was finalized. If Turner's journey has had dramatic turns, the most public was his brief union with Theresa Nist. The two met on The Golden Bachelor, hit it off on screen and were married in a live televised ceremony on January 4, 2024. But their union was remarkably short-lived. Just 3 months later, in April 2024, they jointly announced their intention to dissolve the marriage. Over the following months, they settled the divorce officially in June 2024. Despite the romance and spectacle that brought them together, growing logistical and personal tensions proved too heavy a load. Turner cited irreconcilable differences and especially the problem of where they would live, he in Indiana, she in New Jersey. In subsequent interviews, Turner revealed a diagnosis of a rare bone marrow cancer, Waldenstrom's macroglobulinemia, that had come to light before the split. He shared that the diagnosis was a weight he carried privately, and one that influenced his thinking about his relationships and priorities. Theresa, meanwhile, pushed back against the notion that his illness was a deciding factor in their split, clarifying in interviews that their relationship issues were more fundamental and complex. I would have never left my husband over an illness, she said, adding that their mismatch was just life, not simply a medical problem. And in another candid moment she admitted, "You really can't know somebody in 4 weeks. I'll just say that." That line, simple and piercing, remains one of the most often quoted reflections on their fast arc of love and parting. From heartbreak to a hopeful second act, Gerry's new love story, or perhaps third depending how one counts, unfolded quietly before bursting into public view. He and Lana Sutton first connected via Facebook of all things. Lana sent him a friend request, they discovered they had mutual connections and he accepted. Their first date was in March 2025 after weeks of chat. From there, the relationship accelerated. In his engagement announcement, Gerry wrote, "We've got big news. The Golden Bachelor is off the market. I found my perfect match and she said yes. I love this woman." Lana, in her own post, echoed the sentiment. "Big announcement, we're engaged. The Golden Bachelor Season 1 led me to the man of my dreams. Gerry Turner. I love you, babe, more than I ever thought possible. We are perfect together." The accompanying photos in his Instagram post show them by the sea, Lana flashing the ring, smiles in the sand, waves as a backdrop. Since going public, snippets of their time together have emerged. A fall trip to Niagara Falls, visits to St. Louis, Charlotte, photo ops in Toronto. The couple seems to have embraced a shared wanderlust, turning weekends into mini-adventures. Fans who watched Gerry and Theresa's wedding and its unraveling might have wondered whether he'd ever risk love again so publicly. But Gerry has long spoken about making the most of time. After his diagnosis, he told interviewers he adopted a philosophy: live like you're dying. In other words, love boldly with fewer regrets. His new relationship with Lana seems built on mutual understanding and respect. She's openly spoken about educating herself on his health condition, emotionally supporting him, and taking things in stride. Gerry also emphasized that he and Lana had a comfortable agreement early on. They weren't rushing into another marriage just for the sake of it, but they were open to the possibility if their hearts and lives aligned. It's a tone of patience and purpose not always present in his first round of televised romance. Perhaps the lessons of heartbreak, distance, and mortality have shaped a newer, deeper approach to love. The news has drawn a range of responses. Many fans and media outlets are excited to see Gerry finding happiness again. Headlines call it hopeful, touching, a fresh start. Others whisper skepticism: is he moving too fast? Is the cancer part shaping this storyline? Hasn't publicly objected. She's moved forward in her own life, and in past comments said she wishes things had worked out but accepted the truth of their mismatch. And given how transparent both have been publicly before, it's possible her perspective may emerge too. Still, few can deny the romantic pull of Turner's arc, a mature man widowed once, finding heartbreak in the limelight, grappling with illness, then daring to love again with a new woman, new hopes, and yes, a ring. What this story teaches, what's at stake. Gerry Turner's path illustrates something both old and evergreen. Love can be messy, unpredictable, and painful, but early endings don't always foreclose new beginnings. At 74, he's living as though the future is precious and uncertain. His new engagement says he isn't done risking. There's also real gravity behind the glamour. His illness looms, his contending with a chronic, incurable condition. That dynamic will shape his priorities, plans, and even limitations. But life with Lana is already showing signs of tenderness over showmanship. That may make all the difference. For Theresa, the story has been less public lately, but she remains part of this narrative, her voice reminding us that love's ending isn't always reducible to cancer, distance, or a broken ring. Sometimes people just discover they don't fit after the honeymoon. And for fans and onlookers, it's a reminder. The cameras can capture moments, but what happens between them is rarely simple or neatly edited. As Gerry embarks on this next chapter, his engagement to Lana Sutton invites a fresh story, not a sequel to the past, but a new narrative altogether. If you like, I can write a press release style version, or a more dramatic creative piece fiction style based on this. Which one do you prefer?